Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making today is a delicious boiler of cream of corn soup. Now I've been trying to get to this one for a little bit, but of course summertime, nobody wants soup. But coming towards fall and winter, of course a nice bowl of soup is just what the doctor ordered. So today I'm going to show you how to make it and let's get started. So yesterday I decided to go out and get some fresh vegetables from our local farmer, and I got some fresh carrots and parsnips, turnip, potato, onion, and I got some green onion over here and celery. We're going to be using in our cream of corn soup evaporated milk. That's the milk we use here in Newfoundland and Labrador, but if you want to use fresh milk or cream, that is fine. So that part we got done. And here in the middle I got some fresh garlic that we're going to be using, some white pepper, we got some sea salt, some fried bacon, about half a cup, we got 2 medium onion cut up in cubes, some butter, we got about 3 cups, you can use as much as you want, but this is about 3.5 cups of frozen corn, and it's peaches and cream I'm using, but you can use whatever corn is available. I got about 3 tablespoonfuls of flour. We're going to get going on that. I got here in this jug 4 cups of homemade vegetable broth. You could use chicken or you could just use plain water, that's fine. In here I got my vegetables cut up in soup size chunks, and that's the parsnip, carrot, celery, potato, turnip, and that's all in that bowl. So now let's get started on frying our onions. I'm going to be using a little bit more than a tablespoonful of butter to start off there first, to get that pan going, and a drizzle of olive oil. And you could use oil of choice. So this is mainly just to fry off our onions. And the reasons for this is I want to make sure that we're making a little bit of a roux first, because I don't want my soup to be thick, but I do want for it to have a little bit of a creamy texture. And that's what we're going to do here by frying the onions first and then cooking off the flour with some evaporated milk or milk of choice. So we'll do that there first. We're going to be adding in just a pinch of white pepper. I'm not using black pepper in this one today. You can if you want to, but because it's a nice creamy white soup, I don't want to have those grated bits in there. What we're going to do here today is just let this fry just until it gets a little bit clear, not brown, and then we'll add in our flour. You see that it's starting to cook there. I'm just getting ready off here to the side. 1 cup of the evaporated milk, and again you could use milk of choice. I'm going to be putting in, I'm going to take this off the damper just a little bit because sometimes it pops in my face. I'm going to be putting in here the 3 tablespoonfuls of flour. I'm going to mix this through because I want to make that little bit of a roux first. I'm going to cook off my flour, and then I'm going to add in that room temperature evaporated milk and get this start cooking. That's all you need to do there. I'm going to be also pouring in there 1 cup of that vegetable stock or broth. And like I said, if you don't have vegetable and you want to use chicken, that's fine. It's not necessarily going to be a vegetarian dish. You can if you didn't want to add in the bacon, and you could make it that way with just the vegetables and corn. And stir that in there and just until it starts to thicken a little, and then we're going to put it on simmer and get to making our soup. I'm going to be adding in here now some of that sea salt. I got about half a teaspoonful of the sea salt to about a teaspoonful, and you can add to your taste. My homemade vegetable broth that I got made there, broth stock, got all the flavors that I need, and it's the right consistency with that taste. But even though we're going to be using garlic in this recipe today, that's just to bring out those bold flavors. So right now I'm happy with this sauce. I'm going to put this to the side, and it's not necessarily going to be a sauce for my soup. It's just going to be that bit of a roux just to make that nice creaminess. Put this on my back damper, bring in my boiler, and then we'll get started on that. So the remainder of the broth is about 3 cups. And if you're making a bigger boiler of soup, it doesn't matter about the amount of liquid you put in there, because it's all going to come together. Like mine is going to be 2 carrots, 2 parsnips, half of a turnip. We got about 2 to 3 sticks of celery. I think I got about 3 or 4 potatoes, a couple of medium onions, and again the 3 to 4 cups of the corn. And I'm using the peaches and cream corn today, the frozen corn. So I'm going to pour this on into my boiler, drain off the vegetables, and put that into the boiler when it starts to boil. So just pour in that delicious stock, and you can buy it in the store as well. You can get a couple of boxes. I'm going to get this starting to boil there before I add in my vegetables. So after you see that your broth or water is starting to boil, we're going to add in the vegetables. Now usually we would wait and cook the turnip part of the vegetable a little longer than the rest, but this is all local vegetables here today, and everything is very, very new. But if you want to do these vegetables in layers, you can do that, cooking your turnip first, then putting in your carrot after adding in the potato and the celery. But that's not necessary for me here today. I'm going to let this cook now on a medium to high heat for about 10 to 15 minutes till I get these vegetables starting to cook and get tender. And I'll show you that stage. Now, so what we got in now is our vegetables that's part boiled. We just want them tender to touch. You can see it even gave more liquid because vegetables give off that little bit of liquid. We're going to be putting in a little bit more pepper, and I'm just going to do a little drizzle of sea salt there, and I'm going to grate up 2 of my garlics, and you could use the press or you can grate it, and this is fresh garlic, and stir that around. Now I'm going to be tossing in the corn, so pour it on in there. I'll get out the rest there now in a second, and just stir that in there like this, and let that just cook there for a couple of minutes before we add in the cream. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to release some of the steam first. Take my lid off, and I'm going to be putting the roux that I made in there. So I'm going to be scooping this in all at once, but I don't want for it to splash up over my camera, so we're just going to scoop it on in like this and stir it around.
And you don't want to get the camera, man.
No, you're going to be doing a taste test. So what we're going to do in now is stir all of this in there and let this start to feel the love. Oh my goodie, it looks absolutely delicious already, and it's not even cooked yet. Okay, lid off again after about, say, 5 minutes till it starts to get that temperature again of boiling. You can see they're bubbling. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add in there, just look at this, isn't that just lovely? I'm going to add in there another tablespoonful of butter. We did one when we was frying the onion, and now we're going to put that one in there, and we're going to be putting in a 1/2 cup, leaving out a little tiny bit for garnish unless you got lots of bacon done, of bacon bits. I'll share that link with you as well for how to make crispy bacon if you want to do that. If not, you can just pick yourself up some fresh bacon bits and Just stir this around and let this cook now for about another 5 minutes to bring it up to boil. And then I'm going to scoop up a nice taste. Okay, so I'm going to release this steam air again now. Hopefully it's not too much over the camera, Raymond. And just look at this. How delicious is this today? I cannot wait. And what we did here as well, we made a batch of potato biscuits to have with our cream of corn soup. So I'm going to take off a nice helping here now. So I want a nice helping here now of the vegetables and all of that juice. Of course, some of those bacon bits, but I'm going to top it as well with some bacon bits. So that's all you need to do there. I'm going to top this here now with some green onion. You could use chives, you could use some basil, whatever you got available, because remember, when you're making this soup yourself, this is what it's all about. A little top of pepper. Of course, I love lots of pepper. Now you can also top this with cheese if you want to, but I'm just going to top it with bacon bits. And I got nice potato biscuit here that I'm going to have with it. Now I'm going to have a little taste. Just look how easy it is to make your own cream of corn soup. And of course, I love adding lots of vegetables to everything because we have so many local farmers here. And my brother-in-laws, they grow their own vegetables. My dad, when he was alive, he had his own vegetable garden. So we grew up with that. So what I'm going to do now is have a nice little taste. I want a little bit of it all, but I know this is a rainy day here today. We're going to enjoy this soup. Oh my goodness. The tenderness of the vegetables. You can taste that corn and the cream. 2 thumbs up by Bonita's Kitchen. Delish. I'm going to have to taste this potato biscuit too, and I'm sure you've probably seen the episode we did a while back, and that link I'm going to share up the top left hand corner or there at the bottom. So you can enjoy and make some as well. And as well, if you make this soup and it's just way too much for you to drink, you can put it in your mason jars, store it in your fridge up to a week. Or you can put it in your freezer containers and freeze them and just take them out and thaw. Let them thaw completely and then just lightly simmer warm, not gallop, because you don't want to curdle your milk. So outside of that, if you like this recipe and you want to see more, the recipe is down under there. You can just see the recipe, and you can also click the link for the subscribe button. You can also visit us on www.bonitaskitchen.com. Send us a message on bonitakitchen@gmail.com. Visit us right here on YouTube and watch our videos, or just come see all of our links on Facebook. We would love to hear from you. So thank you for joining us once again here for Bonita's Kitchen for cream of corn soup. From our kitchen to yours. You have a wonderful day.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours.